Okay, this is a very short screencast as part of my blog post on the GoDaddy outage that just happened. My experience with GoDaddy is consistently good. Whenever there's an outage, whenever something goes down, they're on it. Whenever I have called, it's turned out to be a waste of time because by the time I get through to somebody, and it usually doesn't take that long for that to happen, they check out my site and they almost always come back to me and say, it's a known issue, we're working on it. And sure enough, within an hour or two, my site is back up and running. And this is, I want to stress, this has only happened on a very rare occasion. Most days, most of the time, my site is up and runs very well. So, in light of the recent outage, GoDaddy has offered us credits for a month of service based on each site that you have hosted that was active at the time with GoDaddy. Now my question, of course, is why do we have to go to the trouble of redeeming? Why not just give us the credit? And I put that in the blog post, and I'm sort of hoping that when I go out there on Twitter with this, somebody might get back to me, take a look, and respond to that question. They've been very good. That's another thing I love about GoDaddy. Very responsive, especially on Twitter. Go out on Twitter and post something, a question, some issue you have with GoDaddy, and somebody gets back to you right there on Twitter right away. So let me go redeem my credits here. I'm going to click on their link because I'm also curious to see exactly what's involved with this process. So I'm sure they're going to ask me to log in. And I'm logged in now, and right here is where it shows me that I need to click here to redeem my in-store credit. So let's click on that. So thank you for redeeming your in-store credit. Your in-store credit will expire 2 years after redemption and cannot be refunded for cash. Credits are subject to the terms and conditions in GoDaddy's universal terms of service. So let's click on the in-store credit. And it looks like I've got a credit based on this for all the sites that I've got hosted right now, which as you can see are a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sites. $4.99 a piece for some of them, $7.99 for one, $2.50 for another. So I've got total in-store credits of $40.45. So at least the process is very simple in terms of how to redeem your credit. That's what I sort of wanted to check. So at least it's not a whole, you don't have to go through a whole process. You don't have to fill out forums and list every site. I was concerned I'd have to do all that. So that's a relief. And again, my faith is still very much there in GoDaddy. Still curious as to why not just automate this? Why not just make this happen? If you had a site that was active, I'm sure they can tell from their database. They obviously use very sophisticated software. Who was active during the time. Just give the credit. I'm curious if there's a good reason, other than what it appears to be on the surface, as to why they would ask you to go to the trouble of even clicking on a link.